So
So
you
cool,
good?
man.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. Yeah,
Okay,
man.
just making
So
sure.
I want to start it off by saying thank you so much for joining the session. As you know, my name is
Thank you,
Teron
brother.
Rodriguez, and I've been running this brand, Drumz Uhuru. I created this brand to promote African diasporic music and to have engaging conversations and dialogue with, different artists, musicians, and innovators, influencers, and leaders that I look up to and that inspire me to just see how we can raise awareness around our collective craft, how we can bridge some of the gaps, clear away some misunderstandings, and continue
Hmm.
to develop, this craft to solve problems, right? To heal people, to be of service to the communities and the meet the demands, the changing demands that our communities are facing. So without further ado, please introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, what your background is, and how you got introduced to, the music that you play.
Hmm. So my name is Bomani Pierre. I'm born and raised from New Orleans. I currently live in Brazil. I've been back and forth to Brazil my whole life. I'm a professional traveling musician. I teach samba mainly, all Brazilian rhythms, but mainly samba and samba reggae. That started from my dad. Well, it really started from my godfather, George Alabay. He is my godfather, but he created a relationship with my dad before I was born. And he taught my dad everything he knew about Brazilian music. And then that was just a trickle down effect. It was from Georgie to my dad to me. So I just took the torch and I just kept it going. So now I travel the world and I teach. If I'm not teaching, I'm living in Brazil or I'm in New Orleans playing with Casa Samba. That's my dad's group in New Orleans. Um, and I just took, like I said, I took the ball and I kept dribbling and I just never changed.
Yeah, yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. I was able to get Baba Curtis on, and he broke down, how he got involved with Salgueiro. He touched on a little bit of how he met Baba George Alabé. So it's
Hmm.
really cool to see the legacy continuing, and I think that's something that's really important with this aspect. It's never we're never coming from an empty source. It's all kind of
Right.
coming from somewhere. And you got to
Yeah.
pay respect.
Yeah, legacies are important. Definitely, definitely. I definitely try to keep everything I was taught, and I try to teach it to everybody. I try to keep that going for sure.
Yeah, man. So can you touch a little bit about what your experiences were in your early childhood, being in Brazil, being
Hmm.
around all of this samba and this Afro-Brazilian culture and heritage. How did you how was that experience? How were you absorbing that? And kind of how were you sort of melding it with, your heritage as an African American, being from New Orleans specifically?
So at first, I'm not gonna say I didn't want to do it, but I wanted to do other things that kids did. I wanted to play football. I mean, I played, but I wanted to go to the league. I wanted to, I wanted to do those things. Like I wanted to be a rapper. I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? So at first, just growing up, I did it because that was what was around me. I liked it, but if I had to pick at that time, I would have. If I could choose a talent for sure, I would say I want to play football. Make me like Michael Vick. Make me like Michael Jordan. I would have chose that immediately. Um, it didn't happen. If it would have happened, cool, but it didn't happen. But nah, I'm happy it didn't happen. But as far as like in Brazil, I think when I started to go to Brazil, that's when it kind of changed for me a little bit more because I started to see a lot of kids like me because I thought I was the only kid like me. I thought I was the only kid that traveled, did this, and a lot of kids around me didn't do that. So I used to think that that wasn't cool. Like I used to think that that wasn't the norm. Like, why are you going to
Yeah.
Brazil? Why are you doing this? Now looking back, like, man, I'm at 29. At 29, at 29, I've been out the country more than my age. At 29, um, at 29, I've been to 47 states. At 14, I had already been to 23, 24. But again, I didn't look at those things as like good things. I didn't look at it as bad things, but I didn't look at it as like, man, this is amazing. Like a lot of kids not doing this, a lot of kids not speaking two languages where I'm from. So I think when I started to go to Brazil and I started to realize like this is like it's not just me, it's a million other kids like just like me. And it's just at that point, it was different. It just became cool. Like it became like something I knew I wanted to do and something I knew I could thrive in, and I knew it my whole life. So it was just like, why not? And then Salguero just brought a whole nother aspect of it because that became home.
Okay.
So I had played with other samba schools, but I found a home in Salguero. Like I officially play with Salguero. I'm officially a drummer of Salguero. So just being around those guys, and again knowing that there's people like me, it's like, all right, cool. Like this is what's up. Like, this is the life. So that just kind of helped me growing up. And then as I got older and I started to perform more in the States, people would like be amazed, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is the move. Like I don't know why I ever thought this was, lame or something. But then I realized, like I tell kids now, like, hey, there's no court for cool. Nobody can tell you what's
Mm,
cool or not. Only you can tell you what's cool. There's no court. You can't go to court and a judge decides that this is cool or not. It don't work like that. So
yeah.
once I realized that, and it was just like just growing up and just being around and just seeing it and just seeing the joy that it brings to people, that just sent me through the roof because I'm a joyful person. Like I genuinely want
Yeah.
everybody to be happy. Like I genuinely want, I don't have any ill intentions toward anybody. If I could teach somebody how to drum and that makes them happy, I'm cool. I don't care who you are. So
Yeah. Yeah, man, and I think that's definitely part of what done it for me too. Being able to really touch people and impact the world and the community in a
mhm.
positive way. If for nothing else, that right there is everything. So can you talk a
I'm
little bit
actually I'm
about
actually
yours?
I'm actually in your city right now.
Oh, wait, okay, yeah, we gotta link up.
We could have did it in person. We could have did this in person, but nah, yeah, I'm
It's all
I'm in
good.
Atlanta right now. I'm in Buckhead.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. No, I'm in Houston. I'm in Houston.
Oh, Houston. I'm no, no, no. I'll be
Yeah.
in Houston Tuesday. So
Okay.
tomorrow. Yeah, yeah,
Cool. Let's do it. Let's do it.
yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, can you talk about Carnival and your experience? My understanding you were leading Salgueiro as the lead hipiki for Carnival
Hmm.
this past year. Can you talk about what that experience was like? I'm sure you've experienced many carnivals, but just
Yeah.
kind of touch on your experience playing in Salgueiro, the Carnival experience as a whole, just for people that may not be familiar.
So it wasn't all right as far as the Hipiki. I did lead, but it wasn't me. It was six of us.
Okay.
Yeah, I think six or eight. I don't remember the exact number, but between six or eight. I'm a fight with six though. Yeah, I did experience a lot of carnivals. This one was different, playing that lead instrument and really having that. When you play Hipiki more, you have like, other than the directors and the masters, like everything is kind of like in your hands. Like one false move, you could change the whole groove. One false move, you could change the whole direction of everything. Because just your job is just so important. Um, so this year was definitely different from any other year. And any other year of me playing with Salguero, any other year of me just being in Carnival, any other year of me playing with any other summer school, this one was like really important because it was like, all right, this a little more serious. It's still fun. It's not nobody's, but it's just like, yeah, it's you playing a very, very important drum that literally controls the whole bateria. Like it controls everything. And as far as just Salguero, every summer school has good energy. Like I've been at every summer school. I've played with a lot of them, but I don't know if it's just because I knew people there already or whatever the case may be. But I just know that the energy of Salguero is just different. The energy of the breaks, the energy of the songs, the energy of just the people of Salguero is just it's different and it's strong and it has a positive effect on you like immediately. Like most people who go to Salguero, and I'm pretty sure it's like any other summer school, but I just can't speak for those. But I'm pretty sure it's like any other summer school. When people walk in Salguero, like they tend to never leave. Even people who are just going there to visit, they tend to come right back. So it definitely was just like, man, yeah, like I like it here. And it's just me already knowing how to play kind of made it even better because I was able to jump right in it. I already knew the guys, the masters already. I studied Salguero so much, so I already knew the breaks. I knew everything that they would do this year. So to just come in there and just jump head first into the water and swim was kind of like I liked it. I enjoyed that. And just
Yeah.
playing with those dudes, man, just that energy of playing with the energy high school. You might have 80 people at most that I've ever marched with. It's 80, and then it's different. Marching band is real like direct score. We all doing the same thing. It's
Yeah.
one. We got a cadence song. It's a structure. It's a structure there too, but it's just a lot. You with three, like I said, you with 300 people. You with 3,200 people total, but you're with
Hmm.
you're with 300 people playing drums, and it's just like it's live, and just being in Sapucaí, which is the name of the Samba drum. Sapucaí. It's a long street and it's a stadium. I don't remember how many people it holds. I know it's more than 60,000 people. I know that for sure.
Wow.
Um, but just going down that street and you look up and you see these people, and it's just like, man, like it's not like this. So you can think about a football game. You think about when they cut those lights off, they run onto the field, and all these people are around. It's like that, but just imagine just a long strip of both sides, and it's at night. It's outside. It's dark, and it's just people just yelling nonstop. Then you see these floats that's taller than buildings, like
Yeah.
people from home from my hometown, people from New Orleans always say like these floats could never fit on our streets. I'm like, nah, we have to cut trees. We got to make the street wider
Wow.
because that street is not a street that people just drive on a regular. That
Yeah.
street is made for that. So it's designed to fit all these floats. That's why they have no trees right there. There's no limit. There's no height limit, so it can go as high as you want. And just the way they do the floats, like man, I encourage people to always go to Rio and experience the carnival because you'll see waterfalls on floats, actual waterfalls.
Yo.
The first parade the first carnival I went to was 2004. That was the year my dad paraded, which was crazy. His first year parading was 2004. My first year was parading was 2024.
Mm.
Um, so when he paraded, I remember seeing a float and it had go karts on it.
Dang.
Not small go kart, like
Yo.
actual go karts. Like yeah, 2004 Carnival.
That's
Look it up. Yeah, this year they
intense.
had waterfalls. I think they had a couple of magic tricks. Man, it's just the things that these people come up with is just like
That
amazing.
Oshoshi's on was legendary.
Yeah, and I'm Oshansi, so that meant a lot to me. Um, and just like seeing this and like I saw these things being made. Like I saw Salgueiro floats. I just couldn't, we can't take pictures because you gotta wait till it's presented. But just walking in that building and seeing these floats, I was like, my gosh, is this real? Like Jesus,
Yeah.
like I'm looking up like wow, and they take it serious. So I think we finished Carnival March 6th. They were already getting ready by April. Yeah, so it's like the theme, the song, those things are picked within like 3 months after Carnival's over. The ball rolling. They probably get like a month off, maybe two at most. But once July comes, it's that time. We back in action. And now they had to because Carnival is the same time as Mardi Gras, which means Carnival is early this year. It's gonna be in early February, so they had to start immediately. But yeah, man, that experience is like no other, bro. That is like that. And I was surprised. I
Yeah.
wasn't nervous because like I said, I've been playing samba my whole entire life. Like I don't know anything else. Um, I wasn't nervous, but I was definitely amazed. Like my gosh, you definitely see more people from Mardi Gras for sure. Of
Mm.
course, it's
Okay.
Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Uh, the Sapucaí isn't that long. Sapucaí is maybe 3 long blocks, maybe 4 long blocks. Um, Mardi Gras is miles, and it's miles full of people. But if it's just like if you were to put everybody in a Mardi Gras parade in one stadium and just put it down the street at nighttime, that's a different atmosphere. Like
Right. Right.
different.
It's like everything's condensed, compacted.
And then like I said, for a marching band, being in a marching band, we don't have a song that people sing. You know what I'm saying? It's just you're playing a song that people know, like a Frankie Beverly, Earth, Wind and Fire. Then you're playing a cadence, a drum cadence that they won't know. But when you go down Sapuca, these are like people from your community that know the song for this year and are singing it as you go down that street. And it's
Mm.
loud. It's loud as hell. It's crazy, man. Crazy.
Man, yeah, that sounds like a good time. I can't wait to experience it myself one
Yeah, bro.
day. Yeah.
Crazy.
So I wanted to ask you a more musical related question. What are some of the crossovers that you have come across in your different studies? So I know you are deep into the samba world, but I also know I've seen you play a second line snare. You mentioned your experiences in marching band. Is there anything that you kind of have come across that you're like, okay, I can see it where that's coming from. That ties into here, these different keys or claves or whatever kind of like coincide and having a conversation. Anything like that that you like that's kind of resonated with you?
So yeah, I think the most thing for me is just seeing how all the crossovers can fit together more so. Like for example, like when I was in a band, I made a cadence that was in 6/8 time. I'm not even knowing that it's 6/8 time. At this time, I know what 6/8 is. I know the clave, but I can't put a name on it. I can't say this is 6/8. I
Right,
just know it
right.
from playing Orisha. Like, I just know it from that. So I was just thinking in my mind, like, all right, I'm about to make this sound like, I don't know, Shango. Let me put a Vasi for Ogun. And I'm just making this cadence playing an Orisha part. And I'm just like, oh wait, this is I can play this to this.
Mm.
Um, Even I made a rudiment that is literally the part for Oshose. Not even knowing it was a part. Brad actually, when we broke it down, it was like, wow, that's the part for Oshose. And like seriously, it's
So
literally this the part for Oshose. And I was just like, wait, wow, I didn't even realize how did this even happen? Like,
right,
um,
right.
and even as far as like when you go like when you think like with the batas, just I like I said, I've always dib and dab with bata. Like I knew about it, but I never really got into it. And just finally hearing that and connecting that with Brazil, connecting that with Africa, just connecting all those rhythms together, and it's like, wow, so we're all playing the same thing. We're just playing it different. It's literally the
Yeah.
same thing. I tell people all the time, music has one language. I
Mm.
mean, music is one thing. It's just spoke different. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just different languages to it. That's all. We just speak it differently. Put it like this. I'm gonna say it like this. I say I'm not gonna say it's different languages. I'm gonna say music is the same language. The slang is different. That's
Nice.
what I'm gonna say. It's the same thing. Music is the same language. The slang is just different. Y'all speak it different over there. Like New Orleans, we say baby. In Houston, they might say this. In Atlanta, they might say this. If we all speak in English,
Right,
it's just we just
right.
the slang is different. So yeah, music is the same language all around, just spoke different. It's just a little different. There's a little different hip to it. You might walk with it like this. You might walk with it like this. Y'all might talk it like this, but we all doing the same thing, having fun, and making people dance, making people sing, making people happy. So to me, that's the same language.
That's it. That's it. That's it, man. That's it. So would you say so with that perspective in mind, what would you say is the essence of samba? What makes samba so special and so saucy?
So samba is just that. So you have slow samba, you have fast samba, and I'm gonna break both of them down. So slow samba, that's that ballroom groove that just relax, dancing with your partner, vibing, you know, just relaxing, having a drink, listening to some samba music. It's real mellow, real slow, a nice song to it, ballroom dance, blah 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 blah. So that's that relaxation, just that calmness to your soul. But see, when that samba pick up, that's that it's that energy that's just like, and I think what makes it better is that samba, when you listen to these samba schools in Brazil, they so locked in. It's just, you've heard it. It's they just locked in, and it's so strong and so energetic, and they playing all these parts, and it's just like you got 300 people playing a part, and it sounds tight. That's hard to get 300 people to play the same thing and it sounds crisp, tight, intact. Man, that is hard. Then you hear that song going with it. You see all these people dancing. The man, it's just to me, I feel like Samba's got to be probably, if not number one, and of course this is biased, probably the number one rhythm as far as energy, period, in the world, because it's
Mm,
just so energetic. It's just so
Mm.
it's very, very energetic. It's just like I said, you hear that song, you hear these drums, you see these people dancing all at once. It's just crazy. Now I will say I do compare samba to second line, being that I play second line. I compare it as far as just the joy it brings to people. Like, man, like when you go to second line, that energy is different.
Oh
Like
yeah.
the energy is so different. Like, so I will always compare second line and samba because just that vibe and that joy that it brings to people is just different. Like probably, like I said, I haven't been all around the world, but I know for sure in New Orleans, every Sunday there's a second line. Every Sunday you're gonna see thousands of people out there every Sunday. We probably got. We'll take a break for Jazz Fest. We'll take a break for French Quarter Fest. Any festival that draws a lot of people and it's gonna block streets off. They won't have a second line at because it's just too much. There's a lot going on. But I'm gonna say the last second line actually was yesterday. They'll pick back up in August. But you just think about it, bro. Every Sunday is thousands of people. Every single Sunday.
Wow.
And it's just, man, that is crazy. Like, so definitely, but just to say how big that is, just to shine a light on New Orleans. But just yeah, bro, like samba is just like that energy, bro. That energy of just straight. It's straight. It's not changing. It's not falling off. It's right there. And it's just you see everybody dance to it differently. And it's just like, man, it's just crazy. This is just like I it's undescribable. Like it's can't explain it. It's just an energy. That's an energy that just shifts your whole body and makes you just want to dance. Like
Yeah.
I've seen people who don't like to dance hear samba and then start dancing. It's just be like, man, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I know when I heard you and Brad playing and Baba Georgie, Baba Curtis playing for the first time, I was just blown away, literally swept off my
Yeah,
feet.
it's
Like, oh
just
my God.
it's just that energy, and it's just like when you and that was just four people, but you had just four people trading, doing their own little riffs, doing their own little thing, and staying within that groove. It's like you start to look at it like, all right, I like what he played. Like, wait, and then he playing this, and wait, he's playing that, but it's in the same time, it's in the same groove. It's nothing's changing. It's just like you can dance to because some things you might hear different people playing different things, and you might try to find like where you want to. Okay, wait, do I dance to him or do I don't? Like no, no, no. I can. They're literally all doing the same thing. They're just going crazy with it. So it's just like yeah, it's just
Yeah,
like that thing.
yeah. So, Bomani, what are your goals as a musician, as a percussionist, as a cultural worker? What do you want your legacy to be?
I would say I want my legacy to be. I want kids. I want people. There's no really age to it. I want everybody to have experienced music, traveling, speaking a different language, performing in front of thousands of people. I just want people to experience those things. As far as kids, I want kids to know that drumming is okay. A lot of kids don't drum because like their first thing is sports, and which is cool. Which is cool. If hey, if you good at sports, go make the league, win your Super Bowl, definitely. But I think kids get discouraged because it's like they might not. Everybody's not going to be good at sports. This is just you're not like everybody's not going to be but good at sports. And I think for kids, just trying to find that different direction. Like man, well, sports is the only thing I can do. I don't want to go to college. Like but you can drum. Like you can always drum. Like drumming isn't a thing. So I tell kids, like, for example, I'm gonna use the second line. So you think about a second line. You follow these people. I'm gonna just name some bands, name some people. You follow bands like the Troop Brass Band, Big Six Brass Band, Sported Brass Band, Tidal Wave Brass Band. You follow people like Scubble, the Footwork King, Zell, Rel. You follow these people in the thing. I shouted those specific people in bands out because that's very important people in the second line world. So you think about a kid following the True Brass Band playing trumpet, and I think people don't think. I mean, people do. I just know I think deeper than what people think. Oh, Lord, look at the kid playing trumpet. Like, oh, he's so cute. What I'm looking at this kid is enjoying playing this trumpet and he's seeing all these people dance. You know what I'm saying? He's seeing these people
Yeah.
dance. So what that does is that brings joy because like, man, they dancing to me. He might not even be playing a note. He might not be playing a note at all. Nothing might be coming. It might be a fake horn. It might be a fake horn, but what that does is every kid is now saying, okay, cool. Everybody is dancing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then as he gets older, he stays with the brass band. He starts making money. He starts to go on Bourbon Street, and he make because you start off on people. A lot of people start off on Bourbon Street playing. You see these people coming down, passing money. So now what that does is, wait, so I can make money doing this, and this is just me just playing on Bourbon Street, just just getting my name out there and just playing, just sharing, just getting right. And then you get to that point where it's like somebody sees you on Bourbon Street playing or see you playing with one of these bands, and it'd be like, say, can you want to join this band, or you can I call you
Yeah.
for a gig? And what that does is that kid becomes trombone shorty.
Mm-hmm.
That kid's become Louis Armstrong. That kid becomes John Baptiste. These kids grow up and become those people. Trombone Shorty, you look at pictures of him playing in a square, playing with his older uncle, playing trombone at a young age, on the news playing, and he grew up to become Trombone Shorty because he saw that, wow, I can make a living doing something that I love that's not the norm. That's not football, basketball, you know, everybody doesn't want to go to college and be a lawyer, things like that. So it's like I think that music is. I'm not going to say it's slept on because music literally runs the world. People can say it's music runs the world. When you won't vibe unless you cut the radio on. When a football team comes out, when a basketball team comes out, they're playing music. So music runs the world. So I think I just want people to try to understand, like, man, tap into tap into your heart for that music, like even like rapping. I gotta, and you can still do other things and just like, but if you want to focus on that music, just man, I just advocate for music. Like, so like I said that as far as like Scubble. I'm gonna use Scubble and Rail. They call Scubble the footwork king. So when you see a kid dancing next to Scubble, he's saying to himself, I'm the footwork king. You know what I'm saying? I'm next to be the footwork king.
Right.
So
Right.
what that does is it's like, all right, cool. It's cool to dance on the sidewalk on Sunday. It's cool to parade when my parade day come. And you look at Scubble and you be like, he's bringing enjoyment to people. Like people are amazed to see him dance. He on top of the roof. He on top. When I first saw Scubble, I was like 20, because I didn't. So I'm late to the second line where I haven't been playing second line my whole life. That's why I don't
Okay.
speak on the culture
Okay.
so much. That's
Yeah.
why I try not to speak on the culture so much because I don't know it that well, and I feel like when you don't know it, you shouldn't speak on it. Um, but I remember I think I first saw him I was like 20, and we were driving, and like they had a second line, and like we on the other side of the street, and he's like on top of churches, and
Yo.
I'm like, man, you see this? Like on top of this building, like what's up? Like what's up with him? But
Yeah.
everybody looking at him. You got 1,000 cameras pointing directly at him like crazy. So ever since then, I was just be like, damn. So I started going to second lines. You'll see him like on top of a building, literally going down the whole street of a second line. And you see a whole bunch of cameras facing at him. So now you see him performing for famous people, performing doing this. So that kid that's following behind him is seeing that. He's seeing like, man, I want to be like him. And it doesn't have to necessarily be like Scubble. It's not about being Scubble Jr. It's just about I see this guy who's older than me doing things that people love. It's not harming people. It's not making people mad. It's bringing enjoyment to people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I want to be like that. Like, I want to bring joy to people. Like, I want people to see me dance and I want them to smile and be like, oh my gosh, perform for famous people, travel the world dancing. Like, he travels dancing.
Wow.
You can't really, you know what I'm saying? He's traveling doing
Yeah.
something he loves to do. You think about like people like even with the band, you think about like Butter, trombone player. He plays everything. He literally plays every instrument. Um, that kid is like, man, he playing all these instruments. So he literally can play a second line with any instrument if he wanted to. He can say, I
Wow.
want to play trumpet this Sunday. I want to play trombone this Sunday. I want to play bass this Sunday. I want to play snare this Sunday. Tuba this Sunday. He plays every instrument. That versatility is just different. So he can get a gig in every instrument.
Mm.
Just like even we could go to rapping. Like we could go to rapping. I got a friend of mine who too. I got a friend Daryl Soul, a rapper. He's a rapping in college. It's like you
Mm-hmm.
can still do these things. Another good rapper, one of my favorite rappers, probably my number one favorite rapper, Kenneth Brother. He's a rapper. I watched him sell out a concert on Thursday go back to school, take a test on Friday, catch a pick for 6 on Saturday. Like, just don't. But like,
Wow.
what they not losing that touch of music. Like, I'm an artist. I'm an artist. I can go to school, but just remember, like, you're an artist. If you have that musical mindset, that musical capability, that if you have those words where you can rhyme, you can make people like vibe, you can make people dance. Like, I just want people to always just try to. You don't have to focus directly on that, but try to like remember that. Like, man, like I could do this. Like, music is cool. Like, this is cool to do for me. I tell kids all the time. Like I said, at 29, I've traveled double my age. So I've traveled more than I've definitely probably been on a plane more than 70 times for sure. For sure. I've definitely been on the plane more than 70 times. I've definitely been out the country. I think I've been out the country more than my age, maybe like 32 times, probably. I've been to 46 states. So I want kids to see that and be like, I want to do that. How
Yeah.
did you do that? Playing music? Like, all right, cool. Well, basketball didn't work. I'm not really interested in being a lawyer, but I do know how to play. Like, they have
Yeah.
kids who literally can play, but don't want to play because it's just like, I don't think I'm gonna make no money with it. Not even knowing, like, bro, you can make millions of dollars with it. Like, who do you think
Yeah.
plays for these backup people? Not everybody uses a radio. People use backup drummers, like drum set. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that's my biggest focus. Just trying to get people to touch into the artist in them, whether it's rapping, drumming, dancing, because your dancer is an artist. You know, whether it's drumming, rapping, dancing, whatever. Just touch into that, like tap into that. If you have that, don't push that aside. And like I said, that might not be the main thing you want to do. You might be actually good at football. You might actually be good at basketball. You might actually be like a great lawyer. But I just want people to always just, I think for me, I want people to do that so much because music is essential to the soul. So it's
Mm.
like you might be stressed out from work. You might be stressed out. You might have just had a football game. You just ran for 400 yards. You tired. You don't want to hear nothing about football. Man, go in the room, get on the drum. I guarantee you feel better. Go dance. I bet you feel better. Go listen to some music. Go write you a rhyme. I bet you feel relaxed. You feel like that's like therapy. Like, music is therapy. Again, whether it's dancing, rapping, drumming, whatever, beatboxing, like, it's therapy. That's the biggest thing I want people to understand, that music is therapy. Being an artist, a side artist, a main artist, that's therapy. That's my main focus. I just want people to understand that, like, music is just, it's essential.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I saw on your Instagram you had shared a bit about it's like a little mini documentary or something like that that's going on. I know you probably
Oh
can't
yeah,
share
man.
too much about it, but I would
Oh
like
no,
to
no, I can.
yeah, if you could talk a little bit about, what that project is about, what we can expect and things of that nature.
So when I went to Cali, I had met these people, and it was like they knew me for a while because they knew my dad, but they had never really seen me play because they was just always my dad. I was young, so as I got older, they started to pay attention to me posting, and my dad posting me. I started traveling with my dad a little bit more, and it was like, man, like, who's this kid? So I think I made when I was 27. That was when they first reached out to me when I was 27. And we're like, hey man, we want to do this thing for culture kids, like kids who travel, kids who are not of the norm, who speak a different language and stuff like that. So I did a show, I did a performance in LA, and they live in LA. And we sat down and talked. It was like, man, we want to do a story on you. And at first I was like, I'm not famous. Like, I didn't know what to say at first, because like a documentary or something you do on Trombone Shorty, Dr. Dre, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? John Baptiste. So for somebody to ask me, it was just like, I didn't really think I had anything to offer, to be honest. I mean, but me just playing music. Um, but when we did that interview in a barber shop, man, that touched me, just to hear two people standing KD. Like, those are people who, man, they've been so important in my life. KD is my first barber, like, ever. Like, I've never got my hair cut. I mean, I've got my hair cut by other people, but that's the first person to ever cut my hair in life. And I got my hair cut late in the game. I got my first haircut when I was like 15.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was the
yeah.
first person that would teach me about my hair, teach me how to brush my like everything. I didn't know nothing because I had hair my whole life. So and just that specific barbershop, Dennis's barbershop, that specific barbershop, I've seen that barbershop actually change lives. Like, people always say the barbershop is a very important place. My barbershop, I see that. Like I've seen people come in there with a different mindset and leave with a better mindset. Stan is a community activist. Like kids sit in his chair and he teaches them about how to survive in this world. And what I'm saying? A lot of people not doing that. I'm not saying a lot of barbers because I think for majority all barbers are like therapists. So I know all barbers are pretty much like that. But I know Stan just having that age gap on a lot of the youth. Like
Yeah.
he's always been a pillar of the community. So I've seen him talk to kids. I've seen him ask kids what's their grades. Like Stan literally used to ask me what my grades was, what I was struggling in math, and he'd be like, "Well, what's the problem with math?" And I'll tell him I have a problem with geometry. Stan, why he's cutting your hair? He'll give you math problems. Why you waiting for your mom to pick you up? He'll give you math problems. If he know you struggling with something as far as behavior, they're gonna talk to you. Like, no, I've never seen since I've got my haircut in that barbershop, I've never seen a parent sit in that barbershop. Never. I've never seen a parent, unless it's a parent who has an infant and they want to see their first child get a haircut, that type of thing. But I've never seen a parent just sitting there and wait. Like, yeah, I just want to make sure he's okay. Nah. Parents literally, it's to the point where they send their kid in with the money, he sit down. When they done, they going outside. It's just that trust is just different, man. So just to see them talk about me, to see the things KD said, because KD, the barber who spoke about me drumming, he's a drummer. So
Oh, okay.
when I met him, I had a pair of sticks in my hand, and he was like, "Oh, you drum?" I was like, "Yeah, I play for Warren Easton." He was like, "Oh, I'm a drummer. I marched in high school." So just that kind of brought me closer to him, like easy, because like, okay, we I'm a drummer, so it's like he said in an interview, I was drumming in a barbershop at like 5 o'clock in the morning before I got my haircut. But it's cool because to them, I'm not out doing anything bad.
Right.
You can go to the back and they'll let you throw the football as long as you're not, destroying nothing. They'll let you throw the
Yeah.
football. They let you dribble the ball. Like anything that is positive for kids, you can do that in that barbershop. They have a whole nother room where they don't care. Like, do your thing.
Yeah.
As long as you're not harming nobody, do your thing. Have fun. So it's just like to see them talk about me, bro, and just to see like that they paid attention because I'm not drumming to because I want people to pay attention necessarily. Like I want people to to enjoy it, smile, dance. But I'm not looking at it like I want him to see how good I am. Like I don't care about all that. I just want you to have fun. So to see them talk about me and hear them talk about my progression and to hear them say like they enjoy seeing me drum at, man, that's just and a few more people, like, a lot of them haven't got posted yet because they were still editing, and I won't be done the official documentary until the end of August.
Yeah.
But just to see these people like speak highly of me and be like, man, I remember when Bomani was 2 years old drumming, and I remember him now. I knew this like that's just man, that's like that's crazy. It's definitely emotional for
Yeah.
sure. But I love it though for sure.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. I'm happy for you, proud of you, man, and definitely looking forward to when that
Man.
drops. I want to thank you for so much for your time, Bomani. It's been a pleasure, just getting to know you at the Casa Samba and Demian Parade camp. And then, now I definitely want to continue the conversations, continue pushing the culture forward. How can people get in touch with you and reach out to you?
So my Instagram is Bomani Pete underscore Bomani Pete underscore. My email is Pierre Pierre dot Bomani at gmail.com. I'm always on those two for sure. I always check my email. Kids, if you have kids and you want your kid to learn, I don't charge kids. I will never in my life charge a kid. Anybody under 18 will never be charged. So
Word
that's
up.
definitely that's my gift to the kids, to the youth. I will never charge a kid at all. I don't care how many lessons we have. I will never charge a kid.
Word up. Thank you, Bomani. Enjoy your day, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Peace.